Hello, Joe Dewey here, and today we're going to hopefully do a quick video on how to replace a door the quick way. And this is basically what you need to do. You start off by taking said door here and measuring it. This particular door is getting replaced because one, you can see at the bottom there a little bit of rust, and that's not from the inside, I'm pretty sure. It's probably from the outside, water coming through and rusting out the old steel in this door. We got like a doggy door here, which even though they're convenient for Fido, they're not convenient for energy efficiency usually, and they can also let other pets and bugs and pests inside the house. And the doorknobs are old, and I don't know, so it's just basically falling apart. I think it's lived its life, and it's probably been here for I don't know, 30 years or so. So it's time to go. So step one, what we want to do is take measurements. Now, granted, these are all, well, I shouldn't say they all, but they're just standard size. And so what I'm going to measure is from the far side over yonder to this other side here. And it looks like 36, which is a standard, but the door itself, this part, is 35 3/4. And then usually I measure the height too from the bottom part here, down there where that nastiness is, to the upper part, the top of the door way up here. So once I get that measurement, I should go shopping. And there's 3 different types of doors, I think. 3. There is doors that come as a slab, they're just like this. There's no hinges, there's no holes cut out for the knobs, just a flat slab door. Then there is the pre-hung, which I think it's called pre-hung. Anyways, it's the kind that has an encasement. That door, they have hinges, they have spots for the doorknobs to go usually, and they have the wooden frame around them. And then last but not least, there's the kinds that I believe already have maybe the door holes cut out and the hinge parts cut out. And those are like in between. And that I might do later, another video, and I might even do a door with the whole shebang in another video. But I guess this was going to be a quick video. And what I opted to buy was a door here that's like this here. Alright, now this door here has been painted, primed and painted. And before I bought it, of course, I took the measurement to make sure that this door physically was also 35 3/4 and the same height as the one I'm replacing. Now, another key thing is hinge placement and your doorknob placement. Since this here is a steel door, it's kind of tough to cut this out and make it nice. And so I probably had measured that too to make sure it matched up with the door over there. Those doorknobs and deadbolt. And same with the hinges. In fact, I take this one here off, and I take this one here out of the frame, and I put this one here on that one there with the hinges this one has. Then what I did with this one here is I went and I primed and painted it all, because they usually don't come painted. And I went with exterior white for the outside just to help reflect any kind of sunlight. The darker you get, the more sunlight it's going to try to eat up. And did at least 2 coats on it, maybe 3. And so that's good to go, except for when you put the hinges back on. So, case in point, this door over here. Now, I'm going to put the hinges back on this one here, and I'll show you how to take the hinges off. Okay, so over here with the hinge part of the old door, I like to take my special tool. You guys seen this before, right? Or you can take a normal slotted screwdriver, or an owl, a punch. Sometimes you have the bottom here. You can take a punch and like just go up here with it. Give it a tap with a hammer. This one here, I like to kind of grab it up here by the head and hammer it up. And sometimes I get stuck. Sometimes I try to act tough. So what I can do is grab some pliers, like and just kind of bite down either on the tip of the head or the shaft, and you can kind of wiggle it and pull it out. Now then, I like to get all 3 or 4 hinges started, or 2, depending on what you have. Get them started at least at that point before pulling them all the way out. But in this case, I will get it with this. There, nice and easy, especially if they're a lubed pin. Comes out pretty good. So, we get the other 2 pins. Okay, so with the pins out now, the only thing that's holding this in is basically the friction up there and the latch to the door. And so what I normally do here is I will grab, say, a doorknob here area and open the door slightly. I use one hand to grab at the top of the door, and holding it back here with the other hand, I ease it out of the hinges and drop it out. And so let's see what happens, alright? And some doors can be heavier than others. Bedroom doors are usually lighter, outside doors are usually heavier. So you might need someone else to help with this. So let me grab up here and open it up. Keeping it leveled and just kind of ease it out. And this door is ready to be taken out back in shop. So while I get this door out there, there's a few more little fixes I like to do. One is I'll take a damp cloth and I will wipe down the doorway there, the seal. Wipe all that down since it's open there. And the other thing I'll do is, which I've actually done with this one here, if your door sags, basically if you have a door, like so, and when you go to close it, it kind of rubs up against over here and you have to kind of like lift it up to close it. Either one, your hinge pin's not down all the way, or 2, which might be more obvious, is it's your hinge plate back here. You see? That right there, the screws can be kind of either loose or coming out. And to remedy that, what I usually do is take out the screws. Like I took out the top 2 ones there, and I put in actually a 4-inch screw and a 3-inch screw. And there you go. That's big enough to go through the frame, because the screws that come with this usually just enough to hold to the frame, part of the wood. So a 3-inch screw goes through the frame, goes through probably 2 2x4s in there, or it's sunk in there good. Usually have shims back in here too, so I don't take out all of them and replace them unless you're replacing the hinge. I just take out one at a time and replace it with a longer screw. And I will also do that down lower. Let me get this out of here, the door, and we'll replace the screws up on a hinge there. And let's see what kind of a screw we got here in this top position. Let's back it out. Alright, not so bad. That's about maybe 2-inch. Maybe 2.5. So we got this here, a 4-incher. We'll set back in there. And you could pre-drill the hole if needed. I think this will be fine though. And snug it up nicely. I do one there and then one down here. This looks like it's kind of fallen out already. That's a good one. Maybe right here. Alright, so this is typical. This is actually smaller than typical. If you see that there, you see that? That is a small screw. So, set that aside. And now hopefully you have, bring it around here. Okay, so you got your door jamb here. And so you have this screw just replaced, which is more inset, and you have some that are more outset. Hopefully the outset, sometimes I kind of angle in, right? Angle it in so make sure it grabs everything. So if it's too outset, it might be just hitting your drywall. You don't want that. So I'm going to maybe give this one a little bit of angle and replace that screw with a big long one here. Alright, slide it down good. And I'll do the bottom one too, and we'll be ready to put the new door in. Screws in there, and I checked some more other ones and adjust them. Now I got the door in position. So on the bottom there, and so basically what I do is I'll approach it, grabbing it up at the top usually, and right around here where my hand's at now. And I usually start by lifting the bottom hinges and see if I can get them in, and then slowly getting the rest of them hinged in. And I also usually put my foot behind it as a countermeasure. And if I have a problem getting the bottom, then I go back to the top and try to get that in. So we will start here and see what happens here. Give you guys a view down there. Same thing. You might need another person to help out with this. So I'll grab a hinge pin in one hand. The hand's going to be over here closer, and just kind of do it like this. Alright, so I got the bottom in, and the middle's not going, so I'm going to pull it out and try to top. Top's in, and the middle's in, so I put my hinge pin at the top, at least the first two spots. Grab another hinge pin, let's get this middle lined up again. Without smashing the fingers too much. And the bottom doesn't want to go, so that means I need to readjust some of the screws on the bottom. So for that, I'm going to go outside and back out the screws on the bottom hinge plate there and see if I can get that to line up better. And you gotta be careful with this so you don't, you know, make the door fall off and break and stuff. But trusty Phillips and see what happens. Let me open up a little bit more. All right. So, alright, trusty Phillips screwdriver maybe even better. Alright, so back them all out, and a little bit of shifting there, it's fine. See if we get this middle hinge in there nice. The bottom will still be a pain, but we'll get that in a bit. Oops. There we go. Got the middle one in. Almost. There, now the bottom one can be put in. Get that pin, drop it in the hole, give it a wiggle. Or, since that is a tapered pinch head, it'll tap. There, in. Now then, we can test closing the door and seeing how it worked out. This side over here, where the new handles go, you can see pretty much, you know, lines up with the deadbolts and stuff, which should work because I already tried this out. And the hinge pin, top one actually I think sunk down by itself. So from here on, I'll just Maybe give that a little tap. Shouldn't be too much problem. What you don't want to do is hit your door frame back there. So little controlled taps. And I usually seat it down just so it's a little bit still up there. Just so I can get a screw underneath it again the next time. And I'll do the middle one here. And a little oil would help too. Alright, and for last and least is the bottom hinge pin. I'll tap that one down likewise, same kind of fashion. Which that's not as tight as the middle one, so the middle one might have the hinge off a little bit too when I took it off to paint. So you probably save a little bit of headache if you don't take the hinges off to paint, just don't, well, I guess you can paint the hinges too, who knows. Alright, so we're back to here, those are in. Last but not least will be to get back, open the door, get back in and tighten those hinges, hinge screws into the door. And then there you have it pretty much. Sure, doorknobs go in next, deadbolt goes in next. But I already have a video on that, so I'm sure. So, any questions, comments? This is hopefully a quick way to replace your doors if they're getting nasty or broken, whatever. And thanks for watching. Questions, comments, leave them below. Odd Job Door, out.